On today's show, we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship, but not only entrepreneurship, we're going to be talking about women in business, women in radio, and to add a little bit of sauce to this, a little sazon, Latinas in radio, Latina entrepreneurship.
It's Mauricio Mejia Live. Entertainment guru, Silicon Valley entrepreneur, author, and speaker. It's Mauricio Mejia Live.
I want to introduce my guest today, Shan Berries in the house.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
From San Francisco.
Yeah, born and raised in San Francisco, single mom. I know you come from a single mom as well.
There you go. Yeah, we got something in common already. We're starting already on the wrong foot here right now. My mother from El Salvador, a full Salvadorian. My mother and father, they were separate, but my mom, hustler, no English, right? Came and learned English in the United States, then became a citizen. But the entrepreneurship spirit was woken up by my mom because I got to see her hustle, right? And part of what got me even more motivated to where I'm at today, or what the rocket fuel was, is the fact that seeing the struggle, but seeing the energy, that fire that was in her of the dream of being here and really taking advantage of it. So
yeah. you're speaking my language, because my mom, she started a travel agency back in the day, and she worked herself up, and she took care of us. You know, it was we didn't have aunts and uncles that we could rely on. It was all her friends that she had made when she was single and she came. So we call them tíos and tías, and that's our family. But she always instilled in my sister and I, like, algún día tienen que comenzar algo.
Nice.
For yourselves, because you're never gonna make money working for somebody else, right?
You're on the right show today.
Yes.
You are on the right.
So she always said that, and I never knew what that was going to be, because I started in radio. Radio was pretty much my first job.
Can we say what first radio station you were at?
It was back in the day. It was called Move-In 99.7, and then it was 99.7 now, and it was with the Fernando and Greg show.
Yeah. Okay.
So I started there when I was 19. And I started.
You're 21 now? So
gosh,
really?
I wish. But you know what? I look back and I'm like, the 21-year-old me working in radio, I was crazy. It was a blast. But no, I'm 30. I'm going to be 35 this month, end of March.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I started there when I was 19. My mom actually saw an ad on Craigslist back in the day, and they're like, "Oh, we're looking for an intern." And she goes, "Aplica, mija, aplica." And I was like, "Mom, nunca me van a agarrar. Like, I'm not good enough." And I always had that mentality, like, I'm not good enough, right? So she goes, "Solamente tienes que aplicar."
I think I'm interviewing the wrong person.
I know. You need to have Mama Berries on here. Yeah.
I need to have her on the show. Seriously, I think I'm going to have a conversation talking about that, where that roots from, too. Because that would be a great topic.
And you know what's funny is I don't even think I applied. She applied for me. She applied for me. And I remember the day that I got a call from Jason. He was Jason Dahlstedt. He was a producer for the Fernando and Greg show. I was partying in Vegas with my friends, and I got a call at like 8 o'clock in the morning from a random number, and I answered, and he's like, "Hey, this is Jason from Move-In 99.7. I got your application." And I was like, "You what? Like what? Yes, I'll come in for an interview." And I remember the day that I went in for my interview, my mom bought me a suit.
Wow.
Like she says, "Como te ven, te tratan, mija. Y tú vas a ir con un suit." And I'm thinking, okay, like I will go in with a suit. And I remember it was a navy blue suit, and I still have it. Does it fit? No. But I still have this suit because it made me who I am today. So I went in, and I remember everybody was just like, in baseball caps, in sweatpants, in like whatever, like super chill vibes. And I'm in like a suit that my mom just bought me, like looking like I worked in sales.
Corporate, like in sales,
Yeah, right? So, but I just remember being just starstruck of everything. Like it looked like it was so cool. Like I walked in here and got all the vibes. You know, there's a disco ball, there's music blasting, there's artists walking around. And I just remember being like, I found my calling.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do.
Home. You found home.
This is what, yeah. And I remember.
And thank you for the compliment here. This was by the design. Janine Escobar, you met our producer of the show.
Amazing.
Yeah, she did put this thing together in about, we call it 13 days, lucky 13.
Girl, leave it to a woman to hustle and get it done, boo-boo, okay? Leave it to her, yes.
All I did was, we had the idea, we talked about it, and literally, like, by the end of the day, I was getting a proposal, and I was like, hey, we're putting this thing together, and
I feel like I'm in Joe Rogan's podcast right now. I feel special.
We're thriving to be Silicon Valley's #1 podcast studio. We're in the best place in the world right now. We're in the global tech capital of the world, Silicon Valley, San Jose, downtown. It doesn't get any better.
I know. You guys are doing it.
Thank you. And we're doing it. We're doing it as a team. And I'm looking forward to the many, many, many people that come in and share that energy with us, because there's some big things coming.
And you will be #1.
Yes,
you will be number one. Okay?
Just like you'll be #1 on the radio.
I have been #1. Okay, don't get it twisted. No.
So tell us. Let's get into the radio. So you're in radio.
So I get the job, and I remember Jason saying, "Can you start tomorrow at 5 a.m.?
Oh.
Will that be a problem for you?" And I go, "I'll be here."
Nice.
And I remember. Always.
In sweats?
No, también. And you know what? And I will give you this. I remember being in radio, and it would always be the one time that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just so tired. I'm not going to do my makeup. I'm just going to go in like my pajamas and some Ugg boots. And then they would come and be like, oh, Pitbull's here. You're going to interview him in 5 minutes. And I'm like, chingado. Why today? So I always, como te ven, te tratan.
That's
so
right.
I always made sure to get up, do my makeup, do my hair, because you never know who you were going to meet that day.
That's right. And in radio.
And in radio,
I've talked about my history in radio and other shows. As a kid growing up in LA, I was at Power 106. I was an intern in their promotion department. Then when I moved up to the Bay, I joined Wild 107.
Back in the day.
When it was on Green Street. And then as back in the day, you were still a little chiquita, you know? So the radio wars were happening.
Oh, yeah.
Between KMEL and Wild 107. And everybody was just, it was crazy. And the politics, you know, I wanted to get into radio music programming, actually doing the programming of the station. And then I was like, oh man, maybe I'll just do promotion, become a promotion director, because I was already in promotions. I was doing nightclubs and concerts. So promotion was kind of like,
the next step.
Yeah, it was exciting for me. I was already working with the top nightclub owners in the Bay Area. So, but then the politics, right? And then the jealousy, then the haters, and then
the egos, and all. Yeah.
Right. So then I was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gonna go focus on making money, while you guys go and have your little
collect your paycheck. Yeah,
collect your paycheck. I'm gonna go make some money, and I did. And
good for you.
Yeah. So then I got out of it, but my heart and my passion was like, you know what? One day I'm gonna have my own show.
And look at you now.
Yeah,
look at this. This is amazing. You should feel so proud of yourself. You know, I the older I get, the more I believe in God or destiny or the universe.
Yeah.
Because I swear, like the older I get, it's like everything really does happen for a reason.
You're not that old, okay?
I know,
but you make it sound like you. Come on,
I went through hella shit. I went through hella shit. So just everything has its timing,
That's
and
right.
you just gotta trust the process.
Absolutely.
You know.
Damn.
So you
trust the process. That's a tagline on
you're doing your calling. You weren't meant to be a promotions director. You were meant to do this, something greater than that.
Yes.
So
and thank you for pointing that out, because that is my beliefs. So you're in radio, you do all of this stuff, but there's more to you, because you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I can see where the entrepreneurship spirit was woken up, and we got to give mom credit. So she wakes up the spirit. She's really pushing for you and opens up even this door in radio, but let's talk about that entrepreneurship, because you have a very successful line, a makeup line.
Yes.
And give us the name of the brand.
It's called Shades by Shan.
Shades by Shan,
yeah,
okay.
So my mom, again, she always said, like, tienes que comenzar algo, mija. Tienes que comenzar algo that, propio. because you're never going to make money working for somebody else. And
That's
I never, I was always like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a businessy person. I don't know about like Excel spreadsheets. Like I'm in radio. Like I press buttons. I talk for a living.
There you go.
And I never thought that I could go down the business route. But I started seeing a trend with my favorite influencers, and they would collab with like, they would shout out all these brands like, oh, I'm collaborating with MAC today. I'm collaborating with Sigma brushes. I'm collaborating with Estee Lauder. And I'm like, get pendeja, dude. Like, you have hella followers. Why wouldn't you just come out with your own thing?
Right.
So then I was like, se me paró mi lamparita. I was like,
the little light bulb.
Like
just think for my gringos out there that don't understand. The little light bulb
went off, and
we have to. I'm going to do the translation for you. Okay,
perfect.
so
Thank
whenever you go into Spanglish mode.
Do we need to translate pendejo though?
Pendejo, dickhead, asshole, fuckers. I don't know.
This is a podcast. I never get to swear.
No,
I never get to swear.
There's no FCC regulations here. We don't got nobody regulating.
Yes.
And the people that have their opinions, well, fuck you too. So anyway,
So my light bulb went off. So I thought to myself, well, I have a little bit of a following. I love makeup. It was always such a big instrumental part because I was doing radio. I had like 5 TV shows going on at a time.
You wear your own makeup too, right? You wear your own brand?
Of course.
Okay, good,
I only
good.
wear, unless I don't have like a foundation.
Then you're going to go create your own foundation.
And I'm creating it right now.
Nice.
So then I liked makeup. And so I thought, well, why can't, this is right when like Kylie Jenner, all these like, these artists started popping up, celebrities making makeup lines. And I'm like, I bought the Kylie stuff and I was like, it's not that good.
Ooh,
like I spent hella money on it, and I go, but
Kylie, she said it, not me. I'm a fan.
It's better now. It's better now. They changed the lip formula, and but I was that everyday consumer going into these big box retailers and buying a $30 lipstick and going home and being disappointed because I'm like, damn, I just spent $30 on this and it is crap, And I was always disappointed where I'm like, why can't these companies just be consistent? And then it all kind of came together in my mind, like, well, I can start a little makeup brand. I have a little bit of a following. And how hard is it to really just be consistent?
Right.
And my older sister, Erica, she's a big wig executive in Asia. She was living there for 12 years. She's very data businessy driven. She has a very, very intense business background. And I told her my idea and she goes, if you're for real, she goes, I'm burnt out, sis. Like, I want to come home. It's been 12 years. I'll help you encarrilarte. Like, I'll help you start it.
Wow.
I'll for 6 months, I'll take a sabbatical and then I'll leave you to it and you go from there. And I go, okay, let's do it. She goes, well, if you're for real,
I even like how your voice got like you like took this shit serious.
Yeah,
like,
no, because when I do
making this thing happen
when
right
I
now.
take things seriously, I really am serious about it. I will, if someone gives me a no, I will find the person to give me that yes. I will never take a no for an answer. Ever.
I love that.
If I don't want to, if I get a no, like, all right, then you're not the person for me. Like, let's keep it pushing here.
That no is a direction, right? So I always tell people no is a direction. So if you give me a no, that means I just got to go left or right to find me a yes. So, and yes is a direction too. So, because if it's yes, we move forward. If it's a no, you got to find
I'm still move forward.
That's right.
Still move forward because I'm going to get my yes eventually.
I love it.
Así es la vida.
Yeah.
So then she quit her job. Con ganas. You have to.
Yes,
Like, what is everybody, if you just get a no, then you're just never going to follow your dreams? No, you have to keep going. Like, you fall down, you got to get up.
Yeah.
You get a no, turn it into a yes. Figure it out.
Yeah.
So she did.
Yeah.
She did. And I look at her and I go, how do these like single moms do it? Like, how do they don't have, they don't have any help.
Yeah.
My mom's never had a boyfriend. I've never seen a man around. She's never reliant on somebody else. She figures it out. I've seen her at the bottom, but somehow, siempre se suspira. Like, she always surpasses her problems. Yeah. And we get through it. And that's how it was as a family.
That generation is wired differently, just like my mom, right? I mean, and then they pass it on, right? And we're supposed to carry those values, right? Unfortunately, I see some kids,
dude,
like, they're like son pendejos.
Yeah, pendejos for sure. They get comfortable in a situation and something needs to spark it, right? And that's kind of,
I'm in hopes, right? The people that are watching out there, that something here clicks that turns on that button, because you got to want more in life. We live here only once, you know. For you to be doing radio, for you to be a mother, for you to be a wife, for you to be in business for yourself, you want more in life, and those are the fuel cells, the rocket fuel that I call, that keeps you catapulting and moving
And I always
forward.
want more.
Right.
I want more now. I want more.
And it's okay
and more.
to want more.
Yeah.
You can. We deserve to have more. The flip side to it is that as long as you're receiving, that you're also paying it forward and helping others.
Absolutely. You know, and that's what I aim to do, is inspire others.
Amen.
Because if I did it, anybody could do it.
That's right.
And so I started.
You must have read my book already, because I'm like, that's one of my lines. If I could
Shameless
do
plug.
it,
He has a book, y'all.
Yeah, Smoke and Mirrors, my first book. Number 2, Decide, Commit, Execute.
Perfect.
I'm
Yeah,
scandalous. I'm scandalous with my plugs. Don't worry. Where do we find the product?
Yeah, so
Website?
shadesbyshan.com, but we also launched in JCPenney stores across the country. So this was about a year ago. We get a call from JCPenney, and they go, "We've gotten a hold of your brand. Someone in our company has brought it forward, and we absolutely love it, and we want to bring you into stores." And I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna maybe want to try me out in like Tanforan or like, you know, San Bubu, or like, you know, something close, like, okay, maybe San Jose. Like,
I've
you
never
know,
heard of San Bubu. Where's that at?
You
Where's
never
that
said
at?
it?
No,
We said San Bubu growing
I've never heard of San Bubu.
I love San Bubu, Tanforan. Yes. So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah, that mall sucked.
Yeah, but you know, I was just like, aunque sea una tienda, I don't care. Like,
a little
give
kiosk,
me the
a kiosk.
dude. But that's how I started. I started with 2 products. I remember going to Stonestown, Eastridge, Valley Fair. I had a little table this big with a spin the wheel to get customers to come and check us out. Like, senora, come spin the wheel. Do you want a free lip gloss? But then they would buy 50. That was my guerrilla tactic back in the day.
Man.
We used to go there all day from the
The
beginning
spin
of
the wheel
mall.
always works.
Yeah, it always atrae la gente. I don't know how, but
spin the wheel. Lucky, like you know, damn.
yes,
All right.
but that's how I started. Hungry, packaging orders out of my mom's house. Like, Mom, prende el printer, que no tenemos órdenes. Like, Mom, we need ink. She would run to the Walgreens. She would help me bring my packages to the UPS store. And like, that's how we started as a family, laying out all the orders, all the packing slips, figuring out how a label printer works.
Let me ask you, manufacturing. How did you even come up with? How'd you create your own?
My sister was living in Asia,
yeah.
so a lot of these manufacturers are in Asia,
Yes,
right?
okay.
So she goes, okay, I'm going to start looking for suppliers. And I go, okay, sounds good. So she went to, I want to say maybe 100 like suppliers. And she found this one, and she goes, girl, I think I found the one. And I'm like, stop. So she had them send me all their products. I swatched it. I was like, okay, like, let's tweak this. Let's make it our own formula. We launched the Berry Obsessed eyeshadow palette and the Hyphy highlighter palette. That's how Bay Area I am, okay? Hyphy highlighter palette. But then me and my sister looked at each other and we're like, but how can we leave a legacy behind and leaving the world in a better place? Let's switch it up. Like, these companies are all about making money, but what are they really doing for the world?
Right.
It's, they're all just so money hungry, but it's also like, okay, you want all these customers, but what are you doing for them? How are you being different and you changing the world for the better? So we started looking at different charities. Nothing really stuck. And then the answer was right in front of our faces. It was our single mom. And we said, oh, let's find a charity that helps single parents. And back then, 5 years ago, when we were looking, we didn't find any. And I go, well, how is there?
I know where this is going.
Well, how is there 15 million single parents in the United States alone with no resources for them to go to? And I said, Erica, well, people start nonprofits all the time. Like, why can't we do that? And she goes, for real? For real? And I go, yeah. Like, we have to start our own. This
you gave it a serious voice.
Yeah,
like,
because that was our passion. Like, we saw how hard our mom struggled. We saw everything. in front of our face. And for these people not to have anywhere to go for help, that doesn't make any sense. So it was a long process. It took about 17 months to finalize everything with the government 501c3.
Yep.
And I remember on Mother's Day, we presented my mom with the Mama Berries nonprofit foundation in honor of her, and she just started bawling her eyes out. I could cry right now.
Yeah. I hope she's the executive director. Or she's running.
She makes herself the jefa for sure. So we launched 2 products, those 2 that I mentioned, and then with the Mama Berries nonprofit, and we sold out in 24 hours. And I go, okay, like what is
How
going?
How many units is that?
I mean, I think we bought maybe 1,000 units.
Okay.
You know, because you have to.
1,000 units is fill up this table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, so we re-upped, we launched it again, and then we sold out in like another 24, 48 hours. And we're like, okay, we are onto something here. And we were getting emails, messages, people from all over just saying,
what kind of marketing were you doing?
Girl, my social media, like just my Instagram, all these influencers that were shouting out all these other brands could have shouted out their own thing and had a cause, and maybe they would have blown up too. Yeah. But they didn't. They were... Se durmieron. They were sleeping on it. So you know what? People were coming out of the woodworks like, I just want to say thank you. I'm a single mom. No one does ever has done anything for me. Aww. Thank you. And guys coming out of like, hey, I know this is weird, but I was raised by a single mom. Like, can you just tell me what to buy off your website? Because like, I just want to give it to my mom because she like helped raise. And you know, sweet. It was so heartwarming.
I like how you did the voice too. You know, like
totally, man. So people were just so thankful. Like, hey, my friend just bought me this makeup. I'm a single mom, and I just want to say thank you because no one's ever given me done anything for me, and you are raising awareness for single parents. We don't have a voice. We're so worried about taking care of everybody else except for ourselves. Right. So I think that's what really got the ball going. And so
you put a connection. You put heartstrings. You know, like the product had some. It was more than just a product to sell. Mm-hmm. It was a product.
Cause.
It was a cause. It was a movement.
And you know, I say we are an impact-driven social enterprise.
Wow, I love that. All right,
because we are impact-driven. That's what drives us, and we've been able to help over 80 single parent households in the United States with financial assistance since our inception.
Wow.
And
give us a little, what does that mean when you say help?
So single parents can go onto our website or go onto mamaberriesfoundation.org and they can nominate themselves. So they say, you know, we say, what are your challenges? How old are your kids? What are your bills looking like? What do you need help with? Give us a reference. Or people can nominate a deserving single parent and tell us their story. Like, hey, my friend, my coworker, she's struggling right now. She can barely pay her car payment. Like, she's losing her house. Like, that is, we find people hitting rock bottom and we come in and we save them.
Wow.
So, and it's the reason why I keep doing what I do, because I love seeing and I love helping deserving families that in no other way would have had any help. So we've been a resource for single parents. And so then again,
and do you accept donations as well?
We absolutely.
Nice.
PayPal, Venmo. No, like, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Get to MamaBerriesFoundation.org.
Yeah, so MamaBerriesFoundation.org. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, no, I mean, we want to, if we can participate and help, I mean, there might be other ways, right? I mean, we're here to make an impact as well. And if we can help a cause, and that's something that's very close to me, right? Again, grew up with a single mom.
Yes. So many people touched by a single parent that it's overwhelming to think that there was nothing that they could turn to back in the day. So and then we'll show up to their house or their job, or like we incognito find them with a big fat check and we're like, here's $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 to pay for whatever it is, because it could be car payments, rent, daycare, food, groceries, gas. Like, se acumulan las cosas for these single parents, and where do they turn to? Right. So we are that resource for them. And we really find people like we're on the streets, literally going, finding these people. Because again, I could have donated proceeds to a charity, but like, where is that money really going? You never know.
Right. It gets flushed out.
Exactly.
No, you're right.
So that's why I wanted to do my own and really know who I'm helping.
You just inspired me. I'm gonna start my own. I've been talking about it. It's just I got a lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
But there's no excuse, right? If you could do it,
you have no.
If you could do it, I can do it then too.
Yeah.
So okay.
So then again, we would launch. We would have these crazy launches, and we're like putting out all the packing slips. I'm like, Mom, can I use your room to put the packing slips and taking the things to the UPS store? And then we got the boot from the UPS store. They're like, okay, Mija, like you can't come here anymore. You got to go straight to the post office because there's too many orders. So, but that was also like bittersweet,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
like we just got the boot for a good problem.
Yeah, that's a great problem to have.
And so
you're like, yeah, well, we're just gonna go to FedEx now, suckers. We're gonna go somewhere else,
Yeah. So then, so that's how we started, little by little, and then JCPenney came knocking, and I'm thinking, okay, they're gonna want to try us out in like 1 or 2 stores. I'm so excited. This is amazing. And then we had a call with JCPenney, and they said, Shan, we absolutely love your formula. We love your packaging. We love you. We love your story. We love the mission behind it. We love what you're doing. We want to bring you on into all 610 stores nationwide. And it was
only a couple pieces though, right? Oh my! How are you going to spread 1,000 pieces across?
And then they go, and we want every single item you have.
Oh wow!
And at that point, we had maybe 70 products.
Wow.
So do the math.
What? So how many stores?
610 stores.
610 stores. I mean, even if you did a minimum of 1,000 pieces, that's almost 500,000 pieces.
And then how do you pay for the 500,000 pieces?
Right. Yeah. You got to do some financing there. Or take a deposit.
Yes. So
that was the next good problem to have.
Next good problem. Yeah. So, I'm over here jumping for joy, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And then my sister,
we hit it big. Yes.
Like, okay.
You're celebrating before you really thought about it.
And then my sister is just like,
and you're like, yes, we're doing it. We're in.
Yeah. And my sister's just like, and I'm like, Erica, you're not excited? She's like, look, pendeja. Are you dumb? Like, how are we gonna, like, that's great. How are we gonna freaking do that? Like, that's millions of dollars, right? And then I'm like,
I didn't even do the math yet. I just thought of the pieces.
I'm like, oh yeah, huh?
Yeah.
This is why I need my sister by my side, because she is like, oh man, she's just a genius.
I can't wait to meet her too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say, hey, so by the way, good job being a party pooper. You had to bring her back down to the ground.
She always has to bring me back down to earth.
So she's what's her sign?
Virgo.
There you go.
Yeah.
And what's your sign?
Aries.
Oh, okay. I'm a Gemini. So there you go.
Kind of.
All right. We got a little fire going on over
Absolutely.
here. All right.
So, and then my mom's like, what do I have to do? I'll refinance my house. I will take out a second loan. I will ¿Qué necesitan, mija? ¿Qué necesitan? And we're like, Mom, we're not going to we can't do that to you.
Give us an idea. What would be the first, how much would something like that was needed? Like,
oh my gosh, like,
I need a $500,000.
No, it was more. It was like,
man, I was trying to be nice, but you just shut down.
I'll just say it was more. I'll just say it was more.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
And so, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty, but
you figured it out.
We figured it out by the grace of God.
How long did it take for you to figure out that problem?
When I tell you we went to every single bank, when I tell you we went to every single shark bank, like weirdo scrappy bank, like all these like banks that you're like,
so you went to traditional banks.
I went everywhere. Every single place.
VCs, any private VCs?
No, because we were too small. Who would take a chance on us? Yeah. Who would be like,
these little mocosas,
right?
These
little mocosas are what? How much did you sell last year? You're like
1,000 pieces.
Exactly. You're like, no.
And then then you like, you want us to believe the JCPenney's, and you're like, PO, here's the purchase order.
Exactly. Yeah. But when I tell you, there is again, there's no place for small businesses to really go for these loans or these, cash advances.
Even the Small Business Administration SBA loans,
dude,
that's bullshit.
No, we didn't get anything from that.
Yeah.
So when I tell you, we went to every shady bank, we went to every big bank. We went.
I've never heard of a shady bank. Shady or shady? Yeah. What shady bank?
Banks that I've never even heard of, and we're like, what is this? So we were even like, dude, do we just start like fucking?
Can you say who the angel was?
Let's just say.
Come.
No, I have to protect. It wasn't a bank.
Good for you.
It wasn't a bank.
Good for you.
So,
good for you. I'm glad. Actually, I'm actually glad to hear that it wasn't that. And if it was a private person, amen to him or her.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Amen
or to
my
them.
angelitos.
That's right. You have an army of them, and you're blessed. Super blessed.
I don't know. Sometimes I get through life and I'm like, I can't believe I don't know how we did that.
What year was that scale? That
success? Was last year. I think we've been in JCPenney a little bit over a year. I can tell you we are one of the top 5 brands in JCPenney right now.
All right.
So
self-made millionaire now too. I didn't add that in the beginning, but so entrepreneurship, woman in business, woman in radio, Latina, millionaire. Congratulations. No, you gotta own that. You gotta be proud of that. You have a multi-million-dollar company now. Mm-hmm. It sounds good, mm-hmm. but you got to learn to maintain it now, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And you're one of my mentors, billionaire mentor, says, Mauricio, we're stewards of money. We're caretakers of money, so we have to respect it. At a young age, unfortunately, I disrespected it, and I lost it. The beautiful part is that when I got back on my feet, I was able to scale very quickly. Mm-hmm. And in a very shorter period of time, I got to 100 million. And when you get to 100 million and you taste what that's like, it's a different mm-hmm. ballpark. You have all the ingredients for that success because the makeup industry is $1 trillion industry. Mm-hmm. It's not even billion, it's $1 trillion. Mm-hmm. I tasted almost what it was going to be like to be in the billionaires club too. It's just, it's. So I'm only sharing this with you mm-hmm. because as you're going up this mountain of success, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a mountain. It's not, and it's peaks and valleys, mm-hmm, right? While mm-hmm. you're climbing, mm-hmm. be mindful because the pitfalls, right? Mm-hmm. And success, though it feels good, you have to embrace it and then you have to take care of it, mm-hmm. right? And absolutely. Always keep your eyes. And I'm actually telling myself right now, I'm giving myself self-therapy right now mm-hmm. because I have to do it myself and constantly remind myself. Because if you take your eyes off the ball or off the game, mm-hmm. that's when you get caught slipping.
Yeah. You have to take care of it. You have to maintain it because easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
And guess what? As a business owner, there's always problems.
Yes.
Always. It's when I tell you, I feel like I'm a firefighter sometimes.
Yes.
We're constantly
you're part of the SF fire team. I'm part of the San Jose fire team.
I got my water hose back here. I'm constantly putting out fires.
We're part of the global fire team. We are because you're. Oh my God, you hit it right on the money. Mm-hmm. Every Monday, I think that by Friday, I think everything is okay. Everybody leaves for the weekend, and then on Monday, I think everybody. What the fuck happened? Did you lose your head over the weekend, or like, are you not the same person that we were talked on Friday, and then you said, "Hey, have a great weekend," and on Monday, I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah,
and I'm putting out fires
mm-hmm. constantly,
every day,
constantly. But when I tell you, it's getting over those fires, troubleshooting. 101.
Amen.
Because it's the people that just give up when times get hard that they don't make it. It's the people that are like, okay, there's a problem. How do we confront it?
Yes.
How do we fix it?
Yes.
And let's move forward.
Yes.
I always tell my team, don't come to me with a problem. Come to me with a solution.
That's right.
If there's a problem, how would you solve it? Okay, that's what you think we should do? Okay, let's go. So there's always times like we've had pallets come in with the wrong freaking colors in there. And we've done quality control, talked with our suppliers multiple times, FaceTime, video, pictures of and it comes with the freaking wrong color. And you're like, what do we do? Give them out to the tias. Here, tia. Yeah. Here's one. And people...
Marketing, promotion.
You give them gift with purchase. You just come up with a way to fix it and you move on.
You're right. it's always a constant. But that's welcome to being a business owner, right? I would never give up what I'm doing. I love being a version of a firefighter. You can look at it as a good or a bad. I look at it as a great thing because I'd rather have those kind of problems than no problems. Sitting at home, twirling my thumbs.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The people that are comfortable,
Yes.
you're always going to stay like this,
That's
which
right.
is fine because we also need people in society that are just okay with being comfortable.
Yeah, we need the army of ants, right?
But we also need people that are like, no, I'm never going to stop growing. For me, I'm always searching for what's else. What else is out there? Who else could I talk to? What more could I do? What other projects can I do? What more? Everything is more because I don't like being comfortable. I feel like I'm a kind of a creature of chaos.
Yes.
Like I
Man,
like...
you know what? Let me grab my pen because I'm going to just start listening to you.
You're going to write a book with all my words.
Which leads me to think another cheap plug here. You reminded me of 2 books. My Decide, Commit, Execute, which it talks about making a decision, which you made. You decided that you were not going to promote somebody else's makeup. You decided you wanted to make your own makeup. You committed to that decision. And then most importantly, you executed on that decision. So you crushed it. Then you started talking about other things that made me start thinking about my second book that I'm writing, or my third one now, but the one on business. It's called Assess, Address, and Move On. We assess a situation as, when we talk about firefighting, well, we assess the situation, we address the situation, and we take care of it, and then we move on to the next one. Because the next problem or the next situation, it's already coming.
Yeah.
When we're done today, and you
We
walk
have another problem
and
tomorrow.
you walk out the door,
Another one's brewing.
So
Yeah.
there's always going to be something. It's how do we deal with it? How do we move on?
Absolutely.
And then how do we learn from those experiences and take it to the next level?
So, yep,
Take
exactly.
Take it to the next level.
Take it to the next level. I'm always trying to take it to the next level. I'm never going to be bogged down. I always need something else. So I guess that leads me into why I got back into radio when I'm like, I don't need to get back into radio.
I mean, I've heard some stories, right? I got to speak to the team, and they share some stuff. The gentleman that does promotions in your company, Ryan, super cool guy.
Love him.
Yeah, super cool guy, and he's like, yeah, thanks to me, blah. Like he kind of he kind of gave us his.
Yeah, I can tell you the story.
Linda was on the phone. I think it was Linda, and then David, the GM.
David Dretz.
And then Ryan, and then everybody was talking, and David actually gave credit because I said, "Man, how'd you come up with this idea of what you did?" Because again, I'm familiar with programming. I said, "You did what? To do what?" I said, "Dude, that's fucking genius." And he says, "Well," David then says, because I guess Ryan was on the phone. Because if not, David would have probably swallowed it all, right? Like, oh yeah, But he gave credit to Ryan.
So how did they say they did it?
Well, Ryan just kind of, said that it was his convincing,
Yes.
and
it was, and this is why I will never leave any doubt or way of someone talking bad about me. If I exit a place or if I work somewhere, I treat everybody with respect.
Absolutely.
The way I want to be treated, I treat people the same exact way because I don't want to leave a building and have any reason for them to talk shit about me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I had a woman that was mean to me when I was first starting out in radio. And when I got...
Where's she at now?
Exactly.
Still collecting a paycheck.
Yeah, or no, I mean, people still talk bad about her. So
Wow.
that's that's what I always... I was so young when I started. I was 19, and this woman was always so mean to me at work. And I remember the day I got my midday show, my own show. I was like, you know what, Shan, you're gonna be the difference in this station. I'm going to have an open door policy. Anybody could come in. I had the interns come in. If you wanted me to teach you how to run the boards, let's go. You wanted advice on something, let's go.
Yeah.
You needed something, you were crying, you had a bad day, come in, let's talk about it. I felt like I was that like a little Mama Bear,
Mama Bear in the house. Mama Berries in the house.
Yeah, Mama Berry. So I always felt like I was never the best radio host. I was never the best TV host. I'm not the best at doing makeup, but I'm a kind person. And I feel like kindness gets you further in life than if you were a bitch and you knew everything.
Yeah. Karma.
So,
You got
and
great
that's
karma.
why,
You got great energy.
and
You got, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that's why I feel like I always get called back, or people think of me for different projects or want me to work with them because I was pleasant to work with.
Yeah.
And so,
And
and it's the people that are, it's like, oh, you're mean, you're rude. Like, no one's going to want to work with you.
That's
you think
right.
you're going to get a call back with that attitude? No, mija. Like, no, you're not in here. Not today. So to me, it's like, it costs exactly $0 to be nice.
Yeah.
Why don't people just be nice? I don't
Be kind.
get how
Yes.
hard that equation is for people.
Yeah.
And so when I left radio, and it's always the people that you least expect it,
Yeah.
because I could tell you right now, the people that I thought were like my ride or dies, they're like, I think they're like my brother.
Yeah.
I loved these people so much. Like, I would do anything for them. Where were they? Mm-hmm. They're the ones that left me high and dry.
Yep.
And it's the people that you least expect it that are always going to think of you and say, you know what? I'm going to reach out. When people left radio, when I worked with them, I always sent them a text. Hey, it was an honor working with you.
Nice.
Thank you so much for the good times. If you ever need anything, you have my number. Don't ever hesitate to reach out. Go get them. Like, whatever you do, you're going to be great. Yeah. And because it cost me nothing. Yeah. What? I'm using my unlimited data for a text? Like, no, it cost me nothing,
On T-Mobile?
Yeah. I actually changed to Verizon, and now I want to go back to T-Mobile, but that's another thing. But, so then I stayed in contact with some people that I worked with, and Ryan was one of them. Yeah. And he texted me. This was probably, it happened so fast. I want to say it happened like maybe 2 months ago.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
because I think this is my second week back. And he texted me, he's like, hey girl, don't be mad at me. That's how it started. Don't be mad at me. But our PD wanted to see if I knew anybody local that would be great for our show. And I told him about you. So he is going to be reaching out. I hope you're not mad. And I'm like literally looking at this. I'm like, I was like laughing. I'm like, you think I'm going back into radio after what happened to me? Girl, you are tripping. You are tripping. And then I get an email right away from Bo Matthews, the PD at Mix 106.5. And he goes, hey, like, seems super cool. And I was like, you know what? Like, and my mom came into my head. She's like, mija, nunca cierras una puerta. Nunca sabes con quién vas a hablar. You're never going to know who you're talking with. Like, never close a door. So I'm like, all right, fine. Let me just talk to him. And then I go, I really like this person. And I'm all about vibes. Like, if I don't have good vibes with you, your vibes are good.
Okay, cool.
Everybody's vibes in here are good.
Sure, right. I want to make sure. I don't want to end the show early because my vibe's not on the point.
You pass the vibe check.
All right. So, we're good, right? We're good, guys.
So I hit it off with Bo. They presented me with an offer right away. Yeah. I didn't care either way. So I was like, look, I'm good. I have my makeup line. You did the math.
Yes.
I don't need this.
I'm good at my math.
Either way,
by the way, so we're going to be partners. I'm going to be an investor.
so either way, me vale.
Yeah,
Here's a freaking number. Take it or leave it. I really don't care.
Amen.
And he goes, I love your energy and I want you to talk to the GM. And I said, okay, I'll talk to the GM. Yeah. And he,
me vale.
Yeah, I don't.
Whatever.
Yeah, but again, I'm not going to close the door.
That's right.
And so I talked to the GM, and I don't even get in my car without Bo texting me saying, I don't know what you did, but I'm proud of you. And I started the following week.
Wow.
But that is about...
Congratulations.
Thank you. About knowing your worth.
That's right.
I'm not just a part-time here. No. I come with a team. I have 12 years in radio.
I'm on your team now too, by the way. I'm part of the podcast team now, right?
Yes. I come with loyal fans, loyal people that I will forever be grateful. Like, these people are my family.
Nice.
And people that will come out, support no matter what, rain or shine. And and that's what they saw. And so I came with that market value, and they were like, well, let's freaking go.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was very emotional for me getting back into radio. Sorry, I'm going to cry.
Oh, man, it's okay. We don't have any Kleenex here, but no. Yeah.
Because I went through some shit.
Yeah.
And this was going to be my comeback.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna come back bigger and better than ever.
Yeah. And we're gonna support that, because I'll tell you right now, the fucking Bay Area is a big market.
They are.
And the fact that your talent, the experience that you have, and that these people saw what I'm seeing as well, what people are seeing, what they're gonna hear, what they feel and hear over the airwaves, you're making a fucking impact. You're making it. And we're gonna do whatever it takes to continue to build that fan base, because it's crazy to even think of all of this stuff. You said something here that was very key in it, and it fucking lit me up. Is you know your value, and when you don't care about something, I mean, it's not that you don't care, it's that you know where you stand in your positioning. And I've done that. The best deals that I have closed in my life is when I walk in and I say, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna lay it out on the table, and I'm actually gonna make it so difficult for you to not even fucking want me. Like I don't want to do this, because I get it.
Así es la vida, dude. Así es la vida. Yep. I didn't want it. And you know what's so funny is that I've held on to it.
Do they know that too? Did they know that you didn't want it? Like, I mean, they're gonna watch this. You know?
I think I told them straight up, like
I don't want this.
No, I don't really need this.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I'm
selling a lot of makeup right now.
Yeah,
600 stores. You do the math.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really need this, but I go, radio is in my blood, and I owe it
entertainment is in my blood. Yes.
I owe it to the listeners who message me every day. I got messages
Que joden
every
los
day.
listeners, huh? Hey, que chingan. Hey, listen, I'm being a mom right now.
Yes.
Like, hello.
But it's always like, Shan, I miss you on the radio. When are you going back to the radio? Like, I love your makeup, but like, when are you going back to radio?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I miss your voice. Like, when are you gonna, like, always? And I stockpile them in my head.
Yeah.
And I would never have been to where I am now if it wasn't for these listeners coming to my little pop-ups at Stonestown, spinning my stupid wheel.
Boo Boo the fuck. Was it Boo Boo the food or what? Boo Boo the mall?
Yeah, like what did I say? Oh, Sam Boo Boo, like to Tanforan. You know, like coming to Valley Fair or Eastridge Mall to like come say hi.
Now Valley Fair's dope. And Eastridge Mall, you must have got love there.
Yes,
all right.
But that's the thing. It's like people are busy. People have their lives. Why do they take time out of their busy schedule to come see me?
Yes.
Spinning a silly wheel, trying to sell makeup.
Because you're bomb.
Thank you.
You're the bomb.
But thank you. But I told this to the GM. I go, I believe in destiny.
Yes.
And I owe it to my people to come back. And I would love to make that impact for you on Mix 106.5 San Jose. Because San Jose is my biggest market.
Yes.
By far.
Yes.
People turn out in San Jose.
Yes.
And I got so much love for my people here. And
amen to that.
And so we just clicked.
And that station, the frequency it's a hyper-focused station that is Santa Clara County. You reach up the peninsula. I don't know how far north it goes, and I don't know how far south, but I know that the population in the South Bay is what all the radio stations in San Francisco are always fighting for. From the big dogs, the Clear Channels and all that, they're Bonneville's, all of them, they're all fighting for the South Bay.
Well, guess what? They're all going down.
Yeah, well,
I'm sorry, especially from 3 to 7 p.m.
That's right.
Monday through Friday. Listen to your girl Shan.
That's
because
right.
And we have such it's Latina women 100%, dude. Like that is the demo. And I go, I'm your demographic.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. But I don't think there's a better person for this job.
Right.
Because again, I didn't care. So me was coming out.
If I could drop this mic, I dropped it right.
I was coming out and I was like, and the people there are amazing.
Yes.
And I I'm a very, like, I can read people's energy. I'm like, this person's going to be trouble. This lady's going to be rude. This, like, I feel it. And there's not one.
We already passed the test here. I'm good.
And everybody just seemed so wonderful. Like, genuinely helpful, kind people. And no drama, no nothing. I remember I was like, oh, I told my PD Bo, and I was like, hey, I'm getting married on Tuesday, and he was like, enjoy, take the day off, like go enjoy.
Yeah, just picked it out Tuesday random.
Do you want me to like track before? And because my wedding starts at 1. Like my old a PD I used to work for before would like, what time you're getting married? You're getting at 1. Okay, so you'll probably be done with pictures by 2. Okay, you can be back by 3. You can come to your show. That's the radio I used to work in. Ooh. And when I tell you this is a breath of fresh air, and everything happens for a reason.
Amen.
I was supposed to leave that place behind.
Yes.
I was supposed to be able to start Shades by Shan, be scrappy, land JC Penney.
You are scrappy,
and
you know that? Like, you are scrappy.
And I'm proud of it.
Yeah, no,
I'm proud.
You came in, I didn't know what to expect, and you came in, I was like, damn, this little scrappy girl, Latina came in, all fucking firecracker. I was like, whoa, all right.
Yes.
Hey,
yeah.
But I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. When we did our first call and we did our first introduction on Zoom, and thank you to Nancy. I love Nancy Murguia. Got to give her a plug.
Great.
Yeah,
she's
got to
great.
give her a plug because, she's going to be like, yeah, sucker, what?
She was wearing all Shades by Shan, too. She was like, oh, my God, I'm so excited. I'm wearing your makeup. I'm like, oh, thank you, girl.
I can't see guys talking like that. Like, oh, hey, dude, I'm wearing these chonies. So, it's like, I don't know. Like, or I'm wearing this facial lotion. Like, bro, you got to try it and make your skin feel good.
Hey, guys rock our stuff, too. Matt wears our hydrating primer every morning, my husband. He was like, I didn't know you had cream. I'm like, it's a primer, but it's basically a cream, too. It has olive oil extract, and you should use it. And he's like, he loves it.
Did you have a men's line?
We want it, maybe in the works.
Well,
down the line.
I'm in. So I'm in. Anyway, so, yeah, it just, man, you made me lose my thought here, man.
Oh, you were saying like chaparrita, like scrappy girl.
No, you're scrappy girl. You came, but that's what it takes. That's what it takes to get to where you're at today. If you were passive and just like, you wouldn't get shit done. Plus, you've had some great people that are behind you that have kicked you in the ass.
Yeah.
Your mom has kicked you in the ass. Her experiences, her life experiences, she doesn't want to see those things happen all over again. So she made sure that you and your sister fucking, hey, when you were little and you can, it's like the mama eagle throwing the little baby eagles out to go fly, And I say eagles, why? Because eagles fly high.
I like that.
Eagles, they don't fuck around with chickens. We don't fuck around on the ground.
No crows. We ain't no black crow on the ground.
Yeah, and the only bird that wants to fuck with the eagle is the crow. And what does the eagle do? Flies higher until the oxygen gets so fucked up that the crow has to fall out.
Because he's a dumbass.
That's right.
And I'm not a dumbass.
That's right. So I wanted to. I'm glad that we at least caught on to that analogy because you're an eagle. You're flying high now. You're in a different stratosphere, in a different universe. Again, going back to woman, right? In the times that we're in today, to be a woman, to be a business woman, and to be in a place where you can make impact, global impact, because your station is also on the internet. So imagine where the listeners are listening that by accident or by some promotion or something. They find you, or through your own brand. I don't know if you cross promote that you're on radio on your brand or
my brand knows that I'm on radio, but my radio people don't necessarily know I have a brand because of Plugola and stuff. So I just don't touch that.
Whatever. It's on your bio, right? It's on your station bio.
Follow me on Instagram.
and then again, the world has expanded. The media has expanded that they have to embrace because you're an influencer in many ways. So they're going to try to capture even your audience, right? Because your audience, your people that are buying your makeup, they're throughout the United States.
Yeah.
So they want to tap into that. So guess what? The founder, the creator of this brand is based here in Silicon Valley, which, by the way, your brand is a brand from the Bay Area.
100%.
There you go.
Started in my mom's basement in Ingleside District, San Francisco.
There you go. So it's a Bay Area organically grown. Organically
grown because we started from
the bottom.
The very bottom.
And now you're at where you're at to where again, Has it hit where you can say global yet? Because
yes, we do international shipping now.
Nice,
so we have warehouses.
International player in the house.
I'm trying.
Damn.
But yeah, we have warehouses in SoCal. We have warehouses on the East Coast, Atlanta. So bi-coastal.
You're wasting your time here on this podcast.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Like, wow.
I'm enjoying my time.
No, thank you. That's a whole distribution. That's a whole network, right?
But guess what? And we had to learn that from zero. Because like, who was teaching me about distribution on radio? Nobody.
Yeah.
It was like, what's a 3PL? Like, I remember they were like, okay, do you have a loading dock for our JCPenney trucks to come? And I look at Eric, I'm like, we have a loading ramp. It was my mom's driveway. Okay, like that is how scrappy.
Yeah. You're
we
like, we got it. We got it
like,
covered. Yeah.
And then they're like, no. No, you can't do that.
No, we need our semis to pull up and pick up. You're like, well, I don't know if it could fit in my neighborhood, but we'll figure it out.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that, that's the mentality that we had, like starting. And so, we've made a lot of mistakes, but the mistakes, if you figure them out, you troubleshoot, you move on, you learn from those mistakes so you never do it again. And I'm so grateful to JCPenney because they are such an amazing partner, because I hear like all the, it's crazy with other big box retailers as well. And they're just so supportive. Like they genuinely love us. So it's been great working with them.
A couple of things. I know that, part of, you being at the station and, I heard that big move. I started thinking about, because again, I'm doing the events this year. I'm doing some big events, and we are going to do a big partnership with your station. Yeah. And again, I thought the perfect match would be bringing you on board to our series. We got 6 block parties that we're going to be doing this year here in downtown San Jose, hyper-focused, right? And how better to create a partnership and to also put an official MC or face to these block parties, right? So that's how this whole conversation started as well. And I was like, Nancy, what do you think? She goes, oh, you got to get my girl. I'm like, let me see what you got.
Yeah.
Immediately,
Thank
I knew that it was. I saw one of your promos where you're in the studio and the Spanglish came out, and I was like, "Fuck, this got some fire on that." I'm like, I didn't know it was a reggaeton station, or I'm like, or a Spanglish station. I was I'm like, wait a minute, what's the dial on this thing? I'm like, so I'm looking forward this year to working with you. So today is just the beginning of not only a future partnership, right, but friendship.
Yes, absolutely.
It's definitely. It's inspiring. You're actually inspiring me to see that I'm not the only crazy motherfucker out there. And, that there's another person that's just as crazy as me.
There's a method to the madness.
There is a method to the madness. And that, too, woman, there's a lot of things that you remind me of about my mom, because that fire she has, because she's still alive, thank God. And she still has it, but it's tamed. And I told her, I even reminded her just the other week, I said, it's never too late, Mom. It's never too late. You still got it in you. I mean, you if you want it, it's available for you. If you don't, that's okay. One thing I tell people is never stop dreaming big. If you think that what you're doing right now is big, there's bigger. I learned that from a good friend of mine, Miles Kovac, who was the founder of Dub Magazine and now owns another company, and they're in the $1 billion club right now. And he said to me, Mauricio, he calls me, he says, Mauricio, he goes, I want to do business with you. And I'm like, Miles, I haven't talked to you in so long. He goes, it's not because of what you're doing. It's because your mindset and the things that you do are always big. If we're going to do something, fucking let's go big. Surround yourself as you're moving forward on your journey of entrepreneurship and the success you're having. Find the mentor or the person that can also pour into your cup. It can help elevate you, right? Because this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
Yeah.
And you're going to find yourself that you're going to eventually get so consumed by this business that radio, it will be important because it's in your blood, and we'll see what happens in that. But you know where the future's at.
Yeah.
And you're going to leave you're building such a great foundation, and you're going to leave a legacy behind, right? At the end, it's for your children.
Totally. And I remember, So I interviewed Gwen Stefani yesterday.
Nice.
And,
All right.
and she was so
She's a
nice.
nutball.
Really?
Yeah, like, what?
I felt like she was hella cool.
Okay,
She
no, but I
was
mean in a good way. Yeah.
No, but she was so nice. I mean, she probably did 100 of the interviews, right? When they call the station and you're talking to them face to face. It's like they probably talked to 1 million people that day. But I felt like she thought I was the only person she had talked to that entire day.
All
And
right.
I respected her for
Yeah,
that because it wasn't just like,
You connected.
we connected. And then I was with my husband's secretary yesterday because she loves Gwen Stefani. So I'm like, look, it's Gwen Stefani. And I introduced them. But she goes, when was the last time you you interviewed someone? And I go, who was it? I go, oh, the last person I interviewed was J-Lo.
Oh, nice. All right.
And so I interviewed J-Lo and I asked her what her secret to success was.
She has a makeup line.
She does.
There
She
you
has
go.
an everything line. She has everything you can imagine. So, and
See, like right there, that the J-Lo.
Yes.
You have access. What you have that a lot of people will not have because they don't put the time and the energy and the effort is access. And when you have access,
yeah.
so go ahead, J-Lo.
Yeah, no. So I wanted to tell this because I felt like I've always kind of ran my life that way after she told me this. But I said, Jennifer, what is your secret to success? And she said, Shan, my biggest secret to success is working harder than anybody else. Working harder than anybody else. So
Can you say that one more time? Because it's important.
right?
Yeah.
Working harder than anybody else.
Period.
Period.
I have a saying, nothing or no one will get in the way of my success. Period.
Yeah.
Nothing or no one.
Nothing or no one, right?
Will get
Goes
in the way.
back to the no's. Like if you get a no, you're just going to figure it out till you get a yes. And then working harder than anybody else. Because if you work harder than anybody else, the sky is your limit.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want in your life. You can accomplish whatever you dream of. Yeah. So if you just work harder than anybody else, you're going to make it.
Period.
And it's just as simple as that.
Interview's over, guys. Done. We're done. Jesus Christ.
Over.
Wow. We don't even need to go anywhere else. I think honestly, damn. If you work harder than anyone else, you will succeed.
Period.
Done.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I want to thank everyone for coming out today. Keep the party rocking. Give us some. You got a lot of people that are out there watching right now. What would be one thing, or a few things? I'm not here to limit you. What would be something you would want people to know or to hear or to what is the fuel that? What is it that fuels you?
What is it that fuels
And a thought.
me?
I mean, I know that you have things like your children can fuel you, your marriage can fuel you, your career.
You know what refuels me?
Yeah, tell me.
It's fucked up. Revenge.
Oof.
That is fueling me a lot right now. And it's messed up to say, but it's been the best fuel that I've had lighting my ass on fire.
Yeah.
Because yo no me voy a dejar. Never.
Yeah.
So when I left, where, and I started my own thing, I had that revenge in my mind. Porque aquí tuve mi dolor.
Right, that's right.
I kept it all here. And it's honestly been the best fuel.
Yeah.
And
you know what
so
what the best revenge is, right? Go ahead, you're grateful for?
Yeah, and I'm actually really grateful for that.
Yeah.
And this all goes back to destiny. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You have to trust the process. When you're not supposed to be in a place that you think, no matter how hard you try and how hard you try to measure it, but if it is not meant to be, God will take you out of that situation, or the universe will show you you're not supposed to be there anymore. And that's okay.
Yes.
So for me, leaving that behind was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yep.
Period.
One door closed and many
look
more.
at how many more opened.
Yes.
And look at where that is still there.
Yeah.
And I am so much happier I can breathe again.
Yes.
I have 2 beautiful babies. I got married. I have a radio show that I'm so excited about.
Number 1 radio show in the South, in the Bay Area. We're not going to do that. Not the South.
It's in the South Bay right now, but it's going to be the whole Bay Area. Because when I tell you I set my mind to something,
yes, I'm
never wrong. So that has been fueling me.
Yes.
So let your fuel be your fuel, and don't feel bad if it's like, oh well, this is fueling me. Why is this fueling me? It's like a negative. No, you turn that negative into a positive, and that's what I'm doing. Yep. And what I want to leave behind, I guess, like my legacy behind, is just, again, it costs $0 to be kind. Be kind, and that is going to take you further than you can ever imagine. Always. Because the people that are rude, obnoxious, making your life hell, those people are always going to be there.
Yeah.
But
they're the fuel too. They're part of the fuel.
And they're part of the fuel. And you know what? I don't want to be here. Let me rocket ship away from you and fuel away, because you don't want to be a part of that. And you will find your place where eventually where it makes you happy.
That's
but
right.
remember, you got to work hard.
That's right.
Because nothing comes easy to you. No. Remember, easy come, easy go.
That's right.
So you have to work hard, harder than anybody else.
That's right.
If you really want to,
now I want to work harder than you, man.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna start my own makeup line and shit.
You should. We need more men representation.
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna get some of your stuff when you come out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the best revenge. I don't know if you've heard this, and I'm sure you have. Is massive success. That's the best revenge. Is massive
and
success.
And you said it perfectly. Yes. And I'm going to steal that because that is my biggest fuel is my massive success.
Yeah.
Y mira, con un guante blanco, pa' fuera.
That's it. Done.
You did the math. I didn't.
Oh no, and I was conservative. I don't even want to start. I'm great with numbers. I mean, trust me. I'm bored. I start figuring out numbers. We're gonna end it on this one. The other day we were coming from Vegas. We went to the Formula 1 races.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
And it was fucking off the hook. So my partner that's there with us, billionaire, right? And we're sitting there and we're talking. And I'm saying, hey, how much do you think this one plane makes in a shift? Right, so he's like, "How many seats are in?" So I started figuring out how much one airplane makes for a company. One airplane makes $15 million a month, and we guesstimate it, right? Because I started doing the guesstimate of the numbers, how many, and then I had to ask the pilot. I said, "Hey, how long does this plane have to be?" Because they don't turn planes off. When you turn a plane off, those planes, they're high performance, right? So you have to keep the engines going. There's only a small period of time that those planes shut down, but those things are constant. They're workhorses. And I did the math. I was like, fuck. So if they got 15, and then I go, how many are in your fleet? And they're like, oh, there's like 150 or 300 planes and blah, blah, blah. And I started fucking, I was like, God damn. These guys are making $1 billion a month.
Jesus.
So I'm when it comes to business, I become a little geek nerd here, and I start doing numbers, and that's why.
But you know what? For me, I think I can always make the crazy amounts of money, but I'm still shop at Target.
Yeah.
I'm still shop at Marshalls. I'm still shop. Okay, like I will keep.
I saw your
real.
white socks, by the way. I saw your white socks.
Under every boot is one of these socks.
I love
with
it.
the girls that keep it real. Okay. So
I wear black socks. I can do the white, but I'm cool. I love it.
So hey, I keep it real. I think that's important to stay humble.
Amen.
It's important to stay kind.
Thank you.
And thank you for having me on the show.
No, and thank you for sharing your life, your journey. And we didn't even scratch the surface.
Oh yeah.
We can actually go for another hour or two. It's been an honor and a pleasure to have you here. And it makes me even más orgulloso, right? Que eres Latina y que traes ese sabor y esa pasión, el fuego que traes, me encanta. And I hope that through whatever media, whatever it is that we can do, that we can empower everybody, right? I'm about community and I'm about everybody, right? I grew up in a point in my life where I saw no color lines, no gender lines, no nothing. But if we can inspire and motivate our people, the Latinos, to come up and stop being the crab in the buckets. And that's another story that I'll tell you later. But if we can stop being that and support ourselves to rise, fuck.
You could do anything.
Yes.
Anything you set your mind to. I'm telling you, I started from a crappy Canon printer.
There you go.
I didn't even know how to use a label printer. I didn't even know how to get where to go get a stamp.
Yeah.
And I have
The post office, mija. The post office,
I
please.
know,
Come
but
on,
I
the
was
post
like,
office.
wait,
Fuck.
but how? But like,
Even I couldn't figure it out.
But then I was like, well, how much do I pay? Like, do I need with the 25-cent one, or what's a affinity stamp, or whatever it is, eternity stamp? So
Well, now you're getting too crazy of me now. All right.
So exactly. So if I could start from where I did, anything you dream of, you can accomplish too.
Amen. Well, thank you so much again for being in here and sharing your story. Shan Berries in the house for joining us. Mauricio Mejia live. Season 3, baby. Let's go.
Mauricio Mejia Live.